think Nelson was reminding me about that. Thank you so much. Okay, perfect.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see.
Oh, that looks nice.
Here you can see it. I didn't do it yesterday. However, now you can see it. Well, it's nice to talk to you today. And my presentation's topic is unjustified dismissal. And well, this is in order to be ready if you have this type of situation at your workplace. And well, to start this topic, we have a simple definition. An unjustified dismissal is when your employer decides to cut off the working relationship that he or she has with you. And well, he or she decides to fire you. Here you can see this word. You can feel outraged. You can feel depressed. Also, there are other feelings, frustration, anger, and that's understandable because you know that there is an underlying unfair decision here. So after you realize that you were fired by your employer and he or she did it unfairly, you search for information in order to know what you can do to cope with this situation. And well, here you are also acting to find a solution. Well, probably you're not going to be hired again. However, you are entitled, according to the law, most of the countries have a specific law that they apply. And that's, well, here you can find inside those countries' legal frameworks, you find the labor code. And in order to understand what you can do with this labor code, you can go to the Ministry of Labor in your country. There, most of the laws in most of the countries have, let's see, ideas and also processes to carry out regarding your salary and also indemnization. But to understand what a unjustified dismissal is, there are several, let's see, invalid reasons that your employer might use to say, okay, I don't want you here anymore. Well, let's see. Here, you see the first one. You belong to a union. You are entitled to being part of a union. And this is not a justification to be fired. Also, as a representative of a worker, for example, if you're a lawyer and you represented a worker before a court, it doesn't matter if you did it. That's not a reason to be fired. Also, a complaint, it means that if you see an unfair environment, for example, an unsafe situation at your workplace, or let's see, you are a victim of sexual harassment and you report the situation before a higher institution or a higher authority, that's not a reason to be dismissed at your workplace. Also, if your employer uses your sexual orientation, your gender, your social or economic status, also, if your employer uses your political ideas or your, let's see, any characteristic regarding social group, that's discrimination and that's an unlawful reason to be dismissed. And let's see, also, if you are pregnant or further to this, you you have had your child already, you are entitled to have a specific period of time to help your child, and that's not a reason to be dismissed. Let's see, and the last two ones. It doesn't matter if you are too young or too old for your employer. That's not a reason to have an unjustified dismissal. And also, if you get sick and you have it doesn't matter if you have a chronic sickness or let's say an acute illness, it's the same case. You are protected by law and you cannot be fired. And let's see, in the last part of my presentation, you go to the Ministry of Labor in your country, you get assistance there, you see there if you need a lawyer, or you can be represented by yourself before this institution. And if you don't get an entire, let's say, if you don't get a global perspective from your employer, and you see that your salary, your pending salary is not the amount of money that you deserve according to the law, and the same for your indemnization, well, you can go further and you are going to need a lawyer. The Ministry of Labor in your country is going to help you with that. And you are going to have a legal process before a court. And there you can see also the adjectives. After everything that is unlawful, you see two words, legal and patient. You need to be patient because it is true that it is a long process. However, when you visit a court, probably you are going to get more from this new institution that is coping with your case. So my recommendation is be patient, talk to your lawyer, and you are going to get more good results from this new procedure. That's all.
Okay, wow, outstanding, Miguel. Thank you so much. Are you a lawyer?
Not really. I have worked for human resources. Maybe that's why you see this presentation today.
Okay, did you find this tool helpful? Because I mean, your presentation was very well organized. So did it help you to have everything in the right place?
Okay, good to know that.
Okay, perfect. So guys, let's listen to now Javier.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I'll share my screen. I'll share a photo. That's my spider chart. Oh wait, no. This is actually not mine. That's an example I took from a classmate that did the presentation yesterday. This is mine. Okay.
Not copy, right? Just an example.
No, copy. No.
Okay.
Let me see. I have a lot of windows open.
Tabs, Windows tab.
Where am I? Windows tab, sorry. Now, come on. Sorry for the delay. This one. Okay, can you see it?
Yes.
Okay. I'll try to explain as good as Miguel explained us what he explained about what he explained. He did it really well. I'll try to follow the example. So I'm always get nervous when talking like this to groups of people, but now I don't feel that nervous because I've been at swimming. I've been practicing swimming since I'm 4 years old, so I'm comfortable. I can explain it. I'll try to explain all I've got since I've been at it for a long time. So let's start from at the bottom. There's the adjectives that we can use when talking about swimming. So there's exciting, challenging, refreshing, intense. There are just a few of them. There's a whole lot that we can use, but there's a few of them. Now, passing by to the left side, I put that what swimming can be. can be fun, it can be exhausting, it can be competitive, and it can be enjoyable. Here we could use that as well, the adjectives to describe what it can be, because it can be exciting as well. I like to take 2 points of view. That when you do swimming as a hobby and when you do swimming as like trying to be a professional swimmer. There's two. I would like to take those 2 points of view, because it can be funnier. Actually, swimming can be funnier than exhausting if you do it as a hobby than if you do it as and try to be a professional swimmer. Because when you try to do this sport and try to reach as high as you can, like for example, let's say you want to be one of the best swimmers in the world, that can be really exhausting to get that. There's gonna take that's gonna take a whole lot of time and a whole lot of your life and a whole lot of hard work. And it can be competitive because there's a lot of swimmers out there, a lot of professional swimmers, and it can be a lot, really can be competitive. But also it can be enjoyable to go through that path. Or if you do it as a hobby, it also can be enjoyable, right? It can be exciting, as I said. We can use the adjectives to describe swimming as well. It can be exciting. For example, if you don't know how to swim, but you are learning how to swim, it can be exciting. It can be challenging, learn how to swim. If you see at the top of the spider chat, I have styles of swimming. I'll be explaining them to you later. But if you are learning how to swim, it can be challenging to learn these styles of swimming. These styles of swimming. It can be refreshing as well. Let's say it's a hot day today. What will you do to refresh yourself in a hot day? You could take a bath, yeah. But you could also go and go and swim. And if you go to the pool and swim, and you refresh yourself. And it's a hot day, and you refresh yourself thanks to the water. Now it can be intense as well, as I said. When you learn how to swim, it can be intense to learn. So I'll be now. Let's go to the right side of my spider chat. What verbs can we use when talking about swimming? We can use train. Again, I'll take the 2 points of view. Doing it as a hobby and doing it trying to be a professional swimmer. When you train, trying to be a professional swimmer, you got to follow a routine. It can be given by your trainer if you have a trainer. For example, when I started to swim when I was 4 years old, my mom took me to a trainer, and I started my path in swimming like that, having a trainer. And he used to give me the routine, the daily routine, because I used to go daily, basically, to swim at the pool and train daily. I don't do it daily now, but I used to. And he used to give me a routine. And the trainer gives you a routine, and you train based on that routine. Now, if you do it as a hobby, you also can have your routine, and you can. What will you get from it if you train, or if you do it as a hobby and you also train based on a routine? What will you get from it? We can see that train is connected to stay informed. You will get to stay informed, because you will push with the routine. You push yourself to the limits, and you will get to stay informed. You will get to be a healthier person. You will get to be a healthy dude, a healthy woman, a healthy man. And also, now taking the perspective of more than when you want to become a professional swimmer, the train. What will you train for? You will train to compete in what? In competitions. And we can also use the verbs win or lose, because you can win that competition you're competing on, or you could lose that competition, sadly. Sometimes you lose, sometimes you win. That's how it is. Now I'll try to explain to you the 4 main styles of swimming. There are a lot of styles of swimming that you could use to train, but to compete in most of the routines given by a trainer, or you look for a routine in Google or something like that. Most of the routines will have and will contain these 4 main styles of swimming. Let's start for freestyle. Freestyle. How do you swim doing freestyle? First of all, you got to take your whole body, and you got to put it upside down towards the water. And your face, for example, your face will be under the water. So you will be suppose that this is your body. Your body must be flat above the water. and it will be floating. It will be floating above the water. Now, what will happen if you do not anything? Well, you will sink and you may drown. Let's hope that never happens. Never happens to the people that is here tonight. But you will sink if you do not do anything. So you have to do things. You have to move. You have to do things with your lower body and with your upper body. So what will your upper body do when you while you are in this position? While your body is in this position, looking upside down. So let's take these are your legs, and what will you do with your legs? You will have to start moving them this way. You will have to start moving it up and down, up and down, up and down. You will keep doing that, okay? That's what your lower body will keep doing while you're at this position. Now, what will your upper body do? Now, your upper body, that is, again, your whole body is upside down, looking towards the water, and your head is under the water. Now, what will your arms do? You have to start moving them while you're doing the movements I just showed you, with that you have to keep doing this with your legs. Now your arms, while you are upside down, you have to start doing this. You see that I'm making like a triangle with my arm. This is the way that you move your arms when you're doing freestyle. So you keep your arms this way. So you grab your arm and grab the water. You grab the water with your hand in this position, keeping the triangle position. So you grab the water and make sure you don't do this. Okay, so if you do this, most of the people, when they're learning to swim, they think that if you keep your fingers in this position, you keep your fingers close to each other, that you will be grabbing more water. But that's actually not the case. The case is that if you do this and you let small spaces between your fingers, the water will pass through them, but actually the friction that your hand do with the water, the friction that it does will make you smoother in the water if you keep your hands like this, not like this. Don't do big spaces between your fingers, because that won't be efficient. So you have to just let small spaces between your fingers. So you keep doing this. You grab the water, and what will your head be doing? Let's say you're still upside down, your head is under the water. You have to breathe at some point, or you will drown. You will not be able to grab air, right? So you have to do something. So while you're doing this, when your arm starts going back down to the water, you will take your head and you will do this. Depending what side will you be moving your head towards, depends on your left-handed or your right-handed. If you're left-handed, you will doing it towards the right. If you are right-handed, you will doing it towards the left. So since I'm a right-handed guy, I'll be doing it towards this side. So while you're doing this with your arm, you will be taking your head this way. Now your mouth will be above the water, and you'll be able to breathe. Now make sure you breathe a whole amount of air. There's no need to break like there's no need to have your lungs feeling like they'll break apart. There's no need for that. You just need to make sure of grab enough air, because if you grab a good amount of air, oxygen translates to muscles doing the job right. So if you give your muscles enough amount of air, they'll be doing the right job, and you will swimming comfortably, and your muscles will be working efficiently. So you make sure you take a good amount of air. So while your arm is going back towards the water, now that you just breathe, now you took the breath, you get your head back to the water. Your head will be again towards upside down the water. So now you have to make sure that when your arm is going back to the water, you have to stretch it. You stretch it all the way you can, you stretch it. And now you just repeat the process with the other side of your body, with the right arm in this case for me. Just you don't breathe anymore when you do it with the right hand. Depending if you're a left-handed guy or woman, or depending if you're right-handed, remember that you will breathe towards left or towards the right. And if you took breath towards the left, you won't be taking it again when you are doing the same. When you are doing this again to the right side. So you just breathe one time, you keep breathing at that side that you just took the breath. Now that's how you do freestyle. And you make sure you keep doing that with your legs and doing this with your arms and breathing well, and you will be swimming freestyle. You will be freestyling. Now backstroke is like the opposite of freestyle. Because when you're doing freestyle, your whole body is upside down towards the water. Now it will be the opposite. Now your body will be upside up towards the sky. and now your legs will be doing the exact same thing. We'll be doing this. You'll be just moving them ups and down, up and down, up and down. They will be doing the same. And now you can breathe. You don't need to do something to breathe. You need to move your head to this side or this side because it will be always above the water, so you can be breathing all the time if you want it. Now your arms will be doing the same.
Javier, wow, that is actually very impressive. I mean, all the explanation and technical vocabulary that you are sharing with us is awesome. But because of the time, we are going to stop here. But wow, you're passionate about this and you transmit your ideas, as you said, efficiently.
Thank you. So time's up. I'm sorry. I should have done it. Pasta.
No, actually, I enjoyed your presentation.
Thank you. So
awesome.
it was understandable. You understand what I said.
I wish I had a pool in my house so I could train like you right now after the class because it's a hot night today.
Yeah, it's hot tonight. Well, that's it. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for your time.
No, claps for you. You did an excellent job and I wish we had more time. Yes, claps for you. And thank you so much. Perfect. Okay. And now, guys, who is missing? Who else is missing? Who wants to pass right now, guys? If you didn't pass yesterday, you have the opportunity to pass today. No one else? No one else? Okay. So we could have finished listening to Javier then. that was pretty awesome. But guys, this is not the only activity, but you have seen all your classmates talking about different type of things. We have learned about nimbus clouds. Yes or no? What's the meaning of nimbus?
Cloud.
Rain.
Rain, okay? Exactly, okay, you did your homework. And we have learned about how to swim, okay? Freestyle. Isn't that easy as it may look at the first glance. Okay, we have learned about video games. We have learned about music. We have learned about Colombia. We have learned about legal things. Okay, so yeah, actually you used very technical words. And guys, if you think you can do it better next time, push yourself, okay? First thing, something I learned, and I will say this in Spanish because I learned this in Spanish. Si uno cree que uno ya es inteligente, uno no va a hacer nada por alcanzar la inteligencia. Si uno cree que uno ya habla bien inglés, uno ya no va a hacer nada, peor si es difícil, para alcanzar eso, porque uno cree que ya lo tiene. ¿Ok? Entonces, para seguir siendo successful in everything, tenemos que ir con eso del novato, ¿ok? Aprendiendo every day, ¿ok? Something new. Nunca creamos, yo ya tengo la suficiente expertise en esto, así es que, no, eso will stop you, ¿ok? Push to your limits every day in every activity, guys. Even if you are good, brush upon little things, ¿ok? Do you remember that? Brush upon, what was the meaning of that?
Try to be better at something always.
Try to push.
Yeah, maybe you are good at speaking, but you are trying to be better, all right? Okay, so good, guys. So everybody participated and you did an excellent job. Next time, we are going to have a different topic. This was a free speaking. Okay, one of the challenging things, guys, is time management. Overall, time management, it's very important. Why? Because if you have to give a presentation and if you only have 30 minutes, and when you reach the 30 minutes, you are half of your presentation, then you will be missing information to deliver. And this is something you don't want to happen. So yes, time management is something that we have to work on to be concise, precise what we will say, but it's totally fine, guys. Here we are just in a class. I wanted you to speak. You enjoyed speaking, and that is what I wanted after all, okay? Very good. But time management, something you may need. And just a tip, an advanced tip for spider chart users. If you want to share the spider chart, that is fine, okay? As Javier said, you can see at the left, you can see in the upper left corner that we have this information. So that was totally fine. But if you have to give a presentation and you don't want them to see that and you will just like naturally speak about that, you can do this as all of you said, did, guys. Okay, just keep that for yourself. You will just looking at the screen, okay, moving around the screen, and everything will be in your screen. Okay, you don't have to be worrying about clicking here for the next slide. No, you will have everything in the same screen. So that is another good thing about this tool or technique. Okay, so guys, I'm proud of you. And are you ready to learn something new today? Perfect. Okay, so I'm happy to learn with you as well. All right, we are going to start with this activity that's pretty simple, guys, but here we go again, okay? Let's start. Okay, Leonardo, not a problem. You can watch the video on YouTube later on. Okay, everyone, here we have it. Okay, we are going to start with an opening question, okay? The target is past form of the verbs. Make sure you use the past form of the verbs, guys. This is a trivia night. When was the last time you, can you complete that phrase, Daniel?
When was the last time you run a marathon?
Good job. But here we have the answer. So what is the question?
When
When was the last time you cooked dinner last weekend?
Perfect. Cooked. Okay. After when was the last time, you will use a sentence in the past, simple past form. So good job. Okay. So excellent. Now, Daniel, ask a different question to one of your classmates.
Brian, when was the last time you played video games?
I played video games last weekend.
Okay, good job. Yes, Daniel played, as Brian emphasized, played. Okay.
Played.
Okay, perfect. Now, Brian, ask someone else.
Javier, when was the last time you swimed?
Oh, a couple of days ago. To be specific, I was from the Saturday last week. Yeah.
Okay, good. Now, Javier, ask someone else.
Thank you for asking, Brian. Miguel, when was the last time you studied law? You studied law.
Let me see if I understood correctly. When I studied law.
Laws, yeah.
Well,
you did.
See, I studied law yesterday to make my diagram.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
You were really good at it, explaining.
Nice.
Yeah, that was outstanding. Now, Miguel, ask the question to someone else.
Let's see. Maria Fernanda, when was the last time that you watched a movie?
About 2 years ago.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. And Miguel used that. Okay, and that's completely fine. Okay, you can use that. We are going to see that class later on in the course, but yes, you can use that as well. Okay, Maria, ask the question to someone else.
When was the last time you had a vacation?
And this is for
Anyone?
anyone, okay? A volunteer?
Should be you, teacher.
Okay, yes, last time I had my vacations was on, I think it was on December 24th, okay? In December 24th, actually. Okay, yeah, that was a good question. And how about you guys? Last year? Okay, but
Last
thank you guys.
April. Oh.
Last April, okay. Very good, and good pronunciation. It's not April, it's April, okay? So that was good. Okay, so thank you, Miguel, and thank you, everybody. So now we are going to check something real quick, okay? Because this is something that you already know, because I have noticed that in your presentations, but we are going to do a quick review about simple past and past continuous, okay? Simple past, some things to remember. In positive sentences, we are going to use the verb in the past, okay? I went to the hospital this morning, okay? I gave my class. The verb in the past. That's the only thing we have to remember. Now, for the negative form, we are going to use the base form. Go, play, have, okay? But we are going to use the auxiliary did, okay? Plus not, didn't, okay? I will give you a sentence, a positive sentence, and you give me the negative form of that sentence, okay? I liked the class.
I didn't like the class.
Okay, and that is a lie, right, Maria? Okay, that is false, okay, of course. Excellent. Okay, now, let's see. Brian.
Yes, sir. Tell me.
Okay.
What's the question?
Yeah, the sentence is, I played Zelda last night with Javier, with Miguel, with Daniel, and Maria.
I'll not remember the names, but I didn't play Zelda with Daniel, Miguel, Javier, and Maria.
Okay, yeah. I think that, yeah, actually the order was good as well. So thank you so much. Okay, perfect. Okay, so guys, do you have any question about this? Questions? Milton, do you have any question?
No, not at the moment.
Okay, guys, we have to speed up because we have just a few minutes, but Milton, how do you know if you understand something? You will understand understand something if you are able to explain that to someone else. So Milton, please explain these two forms that we have seen so far.
Yeah, well, the past simple, the first example is like, well,
Positive.
at the positive form, for example, I took the class today. It's some sentence. And in negative form is with the verb in present, but taking the didn't is the auxiliary form. The auxiliary did, like I didn't drink a beer today.
And that is true for sure, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Okay, Albert, not a problem. And thank you for coming. You can watch the YouTube video then after the class. I hope you get better. Okay, perfect, Milton. Thank you so much, Milton. Okay, guys, so yes, every time you want to double check if you have understood anything, please try to explain it to yourself, okay? And if you don't understand yourself, that's a problem, okay? All right, so good. And for the question form, we are going to use did at the beginning, okay? Did and the verb in present, okay? Or verb in the base form, okay? To be more accurate. So, did you play video games yesterday? Did you do your homework? Okay, so this is the way we use it. Guys, do you have any questions so far about this? No questions. Okay, very good. Alfredo, do you have questions?
Totally clear.
Okay, perfect. So guys, we are going to move, okay? Past continuous, okay? Past continuous. This is just a review, okay? For past continuous, guys, we are going to use was plus the verb or were plus the verb in the ing form, okay? Gerund. Okay, example here, that represents the subject, this guy here. So he was playing soccer. I was doing something when you called me. So that's why I couldn't answer. All right, good job. Okay, remember that we can use while and when, something that we have learned in the previous classes, okay? While, when two actions were happening at the same time, okay? I was paying attention while Miguel was giving his presentation, okay? So good. And for the negative, we are going to use the verb to be with not, okay? Usually contracted, wasn't, weren't, okay? Plus the verb in ing. So, Maria, can you give an example?
For negative form,
Yes.
I wasn't playing with my phone while I was in class.
Okay, and that is true, totally true, right?
Yes, I was thinking about the time I was a teenager, but yes.
Okay, okay, perfect, thank you. All right, so guys, that is. Now, for the question form, remember that this guy here represents the subject. So was and where, then the subject. Hey, were you paying attention to the presentations? Okay, so this is how you ask questions. And now magically, guys, you know how to use, if you had forgotten, now you know how to use the simple past and the past continuous, okay? Everything clear? If you need to come back to this presentation to refresh your memory, that is totally fine. But guys, something happened with the previous grammar topic. I didn't share the presentation in the WhatsApp group, and I thought, okay, I will wait until someone reminds me. And you know what? No one reminded me, okay? So that is because you never go back to the presentations for clarification. So guys, try to do that, okay, as a good practice. But today, I will make sure I will not forget. All right, so this is very simple, guys. And simple past, we use the simple past to talk about repetitive actions, okay? Sequence of actions in the past, like yesterday, I drank some coffee, then I turned on the TV and watched a movie, okay? That is a sequence of actions in the past, okay? Here, here, and here. All right, this is the use of the simple past, okay? Past continuous, an action that was happening at a specific time in the past. I was swimming in a pool yesterday at 7 a.m., okay? Something that Javier could perfectly say, okay? All right, another use for past continuous, actions taking place simultaneously in the past. I was dancing while my sister was singing. Okay, two actions happening at the same time, and we are using while, okay, to express that. And yep, this is the last one. Describe what was happening in a place at a specific moment in the past, okay? That night in the park, a girl was walking her dog, a man was reading a book, and a couple was kissing each other, okay? Past continuous, okay? Happening simultaneously that night, okay? Good. You will have all this information, guys. Because of the time, I'm going a little bit fast. Okay, past simple versus past continuous, okay? I was jogging in the park when I fell down. Okay, I was jogging in the park when I fell down. Okay, here we have past continuous and simple past, okay? You can use the two tenses with no problem. Okay, all right, guys. Now, do you have any question? No questions. Can you explain this to someone else, to yourself? From now on, ask that question to yourself, okay? But very good. If you need to come back to the presentation, do it, okay? Remember that you will have a test in the platform, okay? So you have to have this clear. All right, okay, guys. Now, here we have some other things, but this is something that we already learned in the class. And well, at the end, guys, of this presentation, you will have this, prepositions of time. Please, Maria, can you tell me what were the two prepositions of time that we learned in the previous class?
Before, after, later.
In the previous class?
Well, I joined it when I was when I think I joined this class when it was a little bit advanced. But for the prepositions of time that I remember from my years of studying, it was before, for example, before getting late, before doing anything, after class, after doing anything, after tomorrow, for example, before, after, later, I think.
Okay.
Behind, ahead is can be the prepositions of time as well.
Okay, behind and ahead. Okay, thank you. Okay, usually you don't learn those two prepositions, but I brought them to the class because of that reason. Okay, because they are not
But
that.
ahead and behind is used in formal speech, or how it is used, because normally it's before and after.
No, actually, this is completely formal. Okay, this is grammar, pure grammar. Okay.
Okay.
I didn't take them from the internet. Okay, I have a book that it's called The Big Book of Grammar, and it's 800 pages, and I took that from that book. Okay, so it's pure grammar, guys. All right, so now, guys, let's move on. Okay, today we have other two prepositions. On, this is very common. Use on for day names on Saturday.
You have in, on, and at, and each preposition, for example, in is used for big, for general. For example, in John in 2015, general. On is mainly to describe days of the week or specific dates. And at is, for example, at afternoon, at morning.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, that's exactly how we use them. Okay, and then I was planning to bring that pyramid. Okay, which one do we use for specific things? Which one do we use for general things? Okay, this is something that we will learn. Okay, but in a different class today. On 4 days on Saturday, because it's very common when we say in the Saturday, and that is wrong. Okay, on Saturday. On Friday. I have an appointment on Wednesday. Okay. Also, we use this expression for expressions with time. Bedtime, lunch time, on time. Example, we have an appointment exam on Friday. We have an appointment, an important exam on Friday. My boss doesn't want me to come to work late. He wants me to come to work on time. Behind, ahead, on time. We are circling that, okay? You can be ahead of time, behind schedule, or right on time, okay? Perfect. Okay, let's move on, guys. Now we have at. We use at to talk about the exact time in the clock. At 4 p.m. I get up at 4 p.m. I go to bed at 10 p.m. The exact time in the clock, okay? Perfect. Also to talk about at midnight, at noon, at night, at daybreak, at sunset, at sunrise, etc. Okay? Specific time during the day. Use that in expressions referring to time, at the moment, at the present. Okay? The exam will start at 3 p.m. We woke up at dawn. What is dawn, guys?
Dawn is
L'alba.
when the sun rises.
Yeah, when the sun rises, exactly, okay?
For example, at 6 in the morning or 5:30 in the morning, more or less.
Exactly, okay? And then we have at the moment, doctors are not sure what you have at the moment, okay? Again, you can come to this presentation and see this later. Okay, guys, questions? Let me see the chat. Ahead and behind time, exactly, Alfredo, okay? Perfect. Now you have on as well, okay? Perfect. Now, guys, as I said in the WhatsApp group, okay, I will share with you an awesome tool, guys, that will help you with your pronunciation, generally with your speaking, okay? So pronunciation, it's a soft skill in your speaking skill, so it will help you with that, okay? With your pronunciation, with your fluency. What's fluency? Fluency is how fast you can talk, okay? How many words per minute you are able to speak, okay? So that is fluency, okay? And this tool, you will love it, okay? I use this in the computer, but there is also an app that you can download in your cell phone, okay? Here, this is Natural Reader, okay? That's the name of this page or this tool, okay? Natural Reader, okay? So what we will do is, I have ready here a reading. This is an advanced reading, guys. And we are going to take the first paragraph, okay? Like this. I want to practice with this paragraph, okay? I will copy, then I will come here and here, okay? What we are going to do is we are going to click on this X. Now you have a new file. Paste, okay. So here you have a nice screen. Okay, you can start reading on your pace by your own, and then click here. Let's listen to Davis reading this. Okay, pay attention, guys. This is awesome. Okay, let's go here and click play. Wait, you will not listen to it. Let me share sound here.
We can listen.
You can listen.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so let's listen to it.
Ah, wait. It was your speakers.
Oh, okay.
It was your speakers.
Okay, let me share sound, okay? So now, guys, don't focus here. Focus here. You see this? Okay, you will see this bigger, okay? The font is bigger. So let's listen.
Your manager stops you and says she needs to have a word about your performance in the recent project. You worry about it all weekend, wondering what you might have done wrong. When you step into her office on Monday morning, she begins by praising you for the good work you've done on the project. And you wonder if this is the obligatory praise.
Okay, let's say that you don't like that. You can come here and let's listen to Tony, okay? You click on Tony and then you click again here. Okay, or you can click this arrow. Now let's listen to
Your
Tony.
manager stops you and says she needs to have a word about your performance in the recent project. You worry about it all weekend, wondering what you might have done wrong. When you step into her office on Monday morning, she begins by praising you for the good work you've done on the project. And you wonder if this is the obligatory praise that starts off the typical feedback sandwich. You know how the feedback sandwich goes: say something nice, say what you...
Okay, now, Brian, can you say feedback sandwich?
Feedback sandwich is a form of criticism in which, for example, the person who's going to judge the job you are doing will start saying something good to ease the tension. Then she or he will tell you what he or she really wants you to improve or change, and then the person will end with another compliment in order to ease the tension again, or try not to make you feel so bad if you really did something wrong.
Okay, yes, exactly. Perfect explanation. And Miguel should know more about this, right? Because he worked as recruitment, right? Okay. Or human resources.
Human resources officer.
Okay, perfect. Okay, but guys, this is about pronunciation. I mean, definitely you will learn a lot of vocabulary, okay? And concepts. But this, how do you pronounce this?
Feedback sandwich.
Okay, very good. And if you want to listen to only that part again, because it's very difficult, you
You
can
know how the feed, and you wonder if this is the obligatory praise that starts off the typical feedback sandwich.
feedback
You
sandwich.
know how the feedback sandwich goes.
Feedback
Say
sandwich.
something nice. Say what you
Okay, guys, use this tool, guys. You will love it. You will improve your pronunciation. You will improve your fluency. And how do you know that? Here, guys, another good thing, guys. You can try to shadow this, okay? That means that you will be repeating everything with the intonation that that they will use, okay? Shadow them. And if this is too fast for you, you can come here and let's
That is
slow down.
the speech.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, 165 words per minute, okay? If you slow down a little bit more, 135 words per minute. That means you are a fluent English speaker. If you are able to speak 135 words per minute, okay? So this is like what you want to do. So let's listen again.
Your manager stops you and says she needs to have a word about your performance in the recent project. You worry about it all weekend, wondering what you might have done.
This is something that you can do. And in your case, Maria, you can choose Jane, Nancy, Anna.
Are those 100% artificial voices, or are those voices recorded by actual, how do you say, people who give speeches for a profession? Speakers.
Speakers, exactly. But I don't know what's the technical word for them, for that profession. I don't have it at the top of my head right now. But no, they are not. This is artificial intelligence. If you see here.
So it's 100% a machine?
It's a machine, exactly. But I mean, that sounds very natural to me. Okay, you can go here.
Your manager stops you and says she needs to have a word about your performance in the recent project.
Okay, so you can go back to the normal speed if you want. Okay, here. Here. Okay, like here. And again. Limit reached. Okay, so, but this is, guys, something that you can use every day. Okay, this is something that you can use every day. There is an app as well if you want to use it in your cell phone. And well, I really hope you enjoyed it. Okay, we are merging shadowing, which is another technique that I recommend, with this natural reader website, which is awesome. I'm going to share the link, okay, in the WhatsApp group after the class if you want to try it on. And if you have a speech to deliver, and if there's something that is very difficult for you to say, you can not only copy and paste. Okay, you can just write if you want, okay? Perfect. All right. I don't know, guys, if you have any question or any comment.
So you can basically copy and paste any speech you want.
You want to practice, exactly. All right. Okay, guys, I hope you will use it for your future speeches, okay? So excellent. With that being said, let's go to bed and hit the sack today.
Good night.
Thank you. Bye-bye. See you
Night.
tomorrow.
Good night.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Good night.